I've got a plan. Yikes. But I've got a plan for the New York Jets. There's a top free agent the Jets should absolutely pursue and they should go all out for. And this is not one of those situations where a free agent that we talk about now but never hits the market. This guy is going to hit the market, guaranteed. And the Jets should be all in, baby. I'll explain with the special guest. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show also available wherever you get your podcast. No live watch party today. No play-by-play analysis. None of that. It's over. The season's over. But I appreciate you guys. We'll be all watching playoff football later together, if only it had our Jets, but maybe one year. Maybe 1 year. Well, I appreciate you guys all joining in. Like the video, hit subscribe. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below. I put all my thoughts into words, so you guys can reference that if you'd like. I'll be talking about some of that, obviously, during my spiel today. And also, we have a poll on our YouTube channel about whether or not the Jets should go all in for this player that I'm suggesting. So you can vote yes, do whatever it takes, or no. There's more important positions, so make sure you vote on that. We'll reference that throughout the show. But I do have a special guest. No, not Matt Lombardo. He will be joining us throughout the offseason sporadically around all the tentpole events and more. So we've got some extra hop on pop for all you guys in the audience. He graces us with his presence on God's Day. What's up, Pop?
Hey now. Good morning.
It is a good morning. Absolutely. So, Papa, thank you so much for joining us. So here's how this show is going to work. Okay. I have a plan. Okay. And I'm going to, well,
I can hear you getting fatter. Anyway.
Yeah. Did I catch a niner in there? Which, by the way, one of the things I just really enjoy is Pawn Stars. And on a recent, it's not recent, it could be 1,000 years ago, but it's new to you, so new to me of seeing it, but a Tommy Boy movie poster from 1995 was brought to the pawn shop, and it was signed by Chris Farley, David Spade, and Rob Lowe. And this guy came to the pawn shop looking for $5,000 for this movie poster. And I'm like, man, well, that's my favorite movie of all time. But I'm like, wow. I'm like, whoa, that's fascinating. How much is it going to be worth? The guy says, let me call in the expert. They call in the expert. He's like, holy crap. Chris Farley, David Spade, and Rob Lowe, because unfortunately, this movie came out in 95. Chris Farley, unfortunately, passed away in 97. So a very small window to potentially get any of these signed. And apparently there's only like 3 of them in existence or something. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And long story short, it got sold for $4,500. So there you go. I don't have $4,500 to spend on a sweet ass Tommy Boy poster. That would be in my house, but that's neither here nor there. Anywho, so what's going to happen here is, Pop, I'm going to pitch you and the audience on a player that is going to be a free agent. I'll explain all that in just a few minutes, and why the Jets should go all in. They should pay the iron price to get this guy in, and I'll explain why, and I'll throw all the stats, the data, all that jazz, and then you can agree or disagree, and then you can sort of try to poke holes through anything if you don't agree with this decision, and we'll go from there.
You're fired. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong game.
Oh, right. Yeah. Wrong show. All right, so here it is, folks. Let me just make this clear. The player that the New York Jets should go all in on, and I mean pay whatever it takes, is to get he's not a free agent.
Okay.
It is Baltimore Ravens center Tyler Linderbaum. This is who the Jets should go all in for, and I'll explain why and all the uniqueness that exists with this scenario that is going to happen. So let's get into it here. So the Ravens declined the 5th-year option on Tyler Linderbaum's contract last offseason. And they did that because there's a loophole in the rules for rookie offensive lineman, and then the franchise tag, which will come up here in just a second here. The reason why the Ravens declined the fifth-year option for Tyler Linderbaum is the amount was set to be $23.4 million for the fifth-year option on Linderbaum's contract. That is $5.4 million more than the highest paid center in football. So the Ravens are like, well, we're not paying that obscene price for Linderbaum. So we're going to try to decline the option and then work with Linderbaum in an extension. Well, he is yet to be extended since they decided to do that. And now they're in the same pickle from a franchise tag perspective. So if they franchise tag Tyler Linderbaum, that amount of money, folks, is projected. We don't have the official numbers here, but according to Over the Cap, that'd be $27.18 million. So that's even higher than the fifth-year option was. So in other words, for people that are doing math in the audience, the Ravens, if they exercise the franchise tag on Linderbaum, would essentially be paying $10 million more than the highest paid center in football. And in case you don't know, teams don't overpay to that level for no reason. And especially that. I mean, that's just an obscene number. They can't franchise tag him. And even a transition tag is $24 million, which would allow the Ravens to match any offer, which in a perfect world, I imagine that's what they would want to do since they can't franchise tag him. We'll transition tag him, let him hit free agency. If some stupid team like the Jets comes in and says, here's a great deal, they're just like, sweet, match it, thanks. We got our guys signed, see ya. But the transition tag is $24 million, another $6 million above the highest paid center in football. The uniqueness of the franchise tag rule is that it does not distinguish between offensive line positions. There's not an offensive tackle tag. There's not a guard tag. There's not a center tag. There's just an overall offensive line number. So long story short, this is a loophole for the Jets to take advantage of. This all means, all this word salad, is Linderbaum is guaranteed to reach free agency, which means the Jets will have a chance. They'll have a shot to pitch their case to Linderbaum. Sometimes you talk about these free agents. We'll bring up your boy, George Pickens of the Dallas Cowboys. It seems very likely, based on all the insiders, he's going to be tagged. But there will be Jet shows going, George Pickens, but he gets tagged. And then that conversation is dead. All that conversation was wasted because he's never going to hit the open market. Linderbaum will hit the open market. So that's why I think this is a rare opportunity for the Jets to pay a premium price for a premium player. Great players don't make it to free agency very often. This is a unique case where he would, and that is Linderbaum. This guy's only 25 years of age, so he's young. He's been available. He's played in 66 of 68 potential games over the last 4 years of his career, only missing 2 games like 3 years ago. That's over 4,000 snaps of experience. In 3 of his 4 seasons, he's played in at least 99% of the snaps. And here's the thing for the Jets. We look at their offensive line. You have Olu Muiwa at left tackle. He's good. He's on his rookie contract. Armand Membu, he's on his rookie contract. He's good. Joe Tippmann kicked from center to right guard and performed very well, so I imagine the Jets will keep Joe Tippmann at that position. The Jets are going to have to figure out left guard. I think they're going to bring back one of John Simpson or AVT. We can flip a coin, whoever that's going to be, but it's one of them. That solves left guard. Now, the Jets extended Josh Myers before the end of the season. I think Josh Myers is just fine. He's not great. He's not terrible. He's just sort of mid, but it's fine because you don't need everyone on your line to be a superstar, but he's fine. But I think you shouldn't be complacent if you're the Jets, especially the center quarterback relationship is so important. The Jets are going to be blowing up the quarterback room this offseason. So they have an opportunity to get a 25-year-old superstar center. The Jets have overpaid free agents their entire history. And most of the time that's been a bad thing. So this offseason, I'm advocating for the Jets to overpay. Because if you were ever going to overpay, why would you overpay a 25-year-old offensive lineman from an awesome winning organization and he's always healthy? So I'm all in on Tyler Linderbaum. I'd pay the iron price. The projected totals from Spot Track, that's calculated market value, has him about $17.5 million. That would make him the second highest paid center in football. The highest paid center in football right now is Creed Humphrey at $18 million per year. So he'd be just short of that. But I'd be willing to pay over that. If Tyler Linderbaum became the highest paid center in football, I'd be okay paying that price. Because again, you know what you're getting. You're getting an absolute stud. There's no projection required here. He's been awesome. He's going to be awesome for you. So again, Jets all in. Tyler Linderbaum, do whatever it takes. Iron price. Pop, your thoughts. Why do you agree? Give me all your top 5 reasons why you agree with me and why I'm great.
Moron. No, anyways. So I was trying to follow your logic string, and for the most
Okay.
part, it was there. The
Oh,
part
thank you.
I did not understand,
All right.
and I looked into it. You said so the Ravens. I don't understand why you said that he's gonna 100% hit the free agent market
Okay.
because the Ravens could sign him to a contract right now if they
Right.
wanted to. So it's not
So
100%. I'm just making sure that you're very clear here because you said
sure.
there's zero chance he's going to get re-signed. He's 100% going to be a free agent. That's not true. I don't believe.
Right. Well, sure. Nothing's true. I could die in the middle of the show and it may not finish, I guess. But
Can the Ravens re-sign him? That's what I'm asking.
sure,
Is it
anyone can be re-signed at any moment in time.
okay?
Yeah.
So it's not 100% he's going to hit the free agent.
But if I'm Tyler Linderbaum, why would I sign early when the Ravens
I
decline
get all
my
that,
option and things?
but you clearly said that he was definitely going to hit, and you said George Pickens wouldn't. And to me, they're both in the same situation.
I don't think so. Because again,
Other
the
than
Cowboys
the 5-year option, I'm talking about they both could re-sign with their current teams. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about franchise tag wise, is
Yeah.
why there's a unique loophole with this situation that the Jets could take advantage of. Yes.
All right. So a whole bunch of things here.
Okay.
I don't know if it's
Right.
5. It could
Let's
be
go
10,
piece by
I'm not
piece.
sure. Number one. I'm waiting.
You like what? Oh, sure. Okay. How many reasons did you say you had?
I don't know yet. Try 10. We'll go from there.
10. I only have up to 5 out here. So.
Okay, we'll go with 5.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. And are you going 5 to 1 or
Whatever one you want?
all right. I guess we'll go. I don't know the importance of any of these, so we'll just figure it out.
Number 5.
So number 5.
All right.
I don't know that cool web. You've got more websites coming out of your tuchus than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
I appreciate it.
So I don't. The one that projected his salary seems a little, as the kids say, sus, if you will.
Spot track. Yes.
That's a little sus. And here's what I mean by that.
All right.
So any other position in football, if you had this guy, arguably, and none of this is about the talents of said person. None of it is about the talent. It's undeniable that of his talent. It's undeniable that he's a multiple-time Pro Bowler. Undeniable. Yep. PFF has him ranked second. But
good. Yeah.
I would share with you. This is an example, and I'm going to use Garrett Wilson, even though what I'm going to say is not true. Okay, just I'm going to use him as a hypothetical example to prove my point. Okay. Right. So I don't know what the rule like. So whether it's Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, you pick the player. When they hit the open market, right? Teams, oh wait, you go like, he's now the highest player. Oh wait, he's the highest player. He's the highest player. So what makes it a little sus is that, in my opinion, based on historically the other positions, that the highest paid player is making 18 million. I'm thinking this guy's getting 20, 21, 22 million. If it was another position, that's what would happen. Clearly, multiple time Pro Bowler. Clearly, PFF says he's number 2, right? And so why? And that other guy's contract is old. You got old balls, right? So what Tyler Linderbaum, he's going to get 22, 23 million. Okay,
that could happen. Yeah.
So that I disagree with the 17.5 million. That's fugazi. It's going to be north of 21 million. What it is, I don't know. I don't think the Ravens are not interested in signing him. They don't want to sign him to a deal that makes him pay $24 million in 2026. They want to sign him to a long term. Now, why they didn't do it, I don't know. I don't think he's going to hit the free agent market. But why they didn't is because they locked in that price, right, for now, as opposed to a longer term deal where you control it, like Muji did and Aaron Glenn. I would say there's probably only like 1 or 2 things they did well. And one of it was almost the identical contracts for Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner that gave him a whole bunch of flexibility and fluidness. And that was they did something right. There it is. So I say all that to say the numbers that we're talking about in the poll is really, to put in clarity, that's why I started with it, 22 to 24 million. That's what I think he's going to demand a year.
Okay. That's possible. So I just want to say that a lot of what you said makes a lot of sense there. That it's possible that he can, again, Spot Track is obviously an estimate of the market. So it's not 100%, of course, and anything can happen once free agency starts. Maybe a bidding war, maybe the Jets and Ravens get, we've seen this, CJ Mosley, all of a sudden, whoop, 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 and then the numbers blew up to an unbelievable level. And in that case, just because you brought up that example of the off-ball linebacker market, Quan Alexander became the highest-paid linebacker in football for all of 5 seconds before C.J. Mosley and the Jets destroyed that number by $3+ million on the market. So again, it is totally possible that the market could be shattered from that perspective. Again, the only follow-up point that I would make about this, the contractual nature of this, is Linderbaum, by getting the 5th-year option declined, them not immediately working on an extension, and now we are 3 months away from him being an open free agent. Again, tomorrow they could hammer it all out and work it out. And I think the other thing that helps is Harbaugh's gone. So the continuity and the reasons that he was drafted are gone. There's going to be a brand new regime in there that he will have a relationship of 2.5 months, and they're not even in the building every day. So it will be whatever that relationship is that is sort of non-existing, which also I think opens the door of it not just being the same thing it's been this entire time. So that's another part of it that can enter the equation. And Tyler can maximize his value by hitting the open market. Even if he decides to go back to the Ravens, he can match every offer. If the Jets give him some crazy offer, he can turn around to the Ravens and say, hey, you want to match this? If not, I'm a Jet, because C.J. Mosley didn't want to leave either. But okay, so that was point number 5. And in between this, I just want to make sure we get a membership in real quick. Shout out to MFC, or how do you pronounce it, Pop?
Motherfucking chew.
This month, who'd that membership go to?
Color Adosi.
All right, very nice. So thank you, Mother Effing Chew. We'll get more into our raffle tickets later. We'll try to finish off this entire rant and points and everything in between happening on the show. All right, are you ready for your next point?
Yeah.
Okay, one second.
Number 4.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this one is hold the mayo. Hold the mayo.
Hold the mayo. Okay.
Right? Like when you order a burger, hold the mayo because it's gross.
Yeah.
This is also gross.
Mm-hmm.
This is also gross. And what is he speaking of? What I'm speaking of is we have money to burn. Mayo, a quote from Mayo, hold the mayo. The Jets have a lot of money. They have zero money to burn. Zero. And this, in my opinion, and I'll get to it, number 3, would be burning money unnecessarily. Burning money unnecessarily. All right?
Oh, and that's the entirety of this point before we move on?
I'm going to roll 4 ties directly into 3.
Okay, so I just want to interject here. Again, the Jets have had a terrible history with free agents for the most part of over Tremaine Johnson's. I mean, there's I don't want to keep going because Jet fans, I don't want to give you any PTSD here. Like, there's been some terrible free agent signings. But the uniqueness of this guy at this age, of his everything, is seemingly better. Like, they've overpaid older free agents before. There's been all these reasons that a lot of these have failed in Jets history. This one being unique. If you're going to overpay someone, which happens every year in free agency, everyone overpays whatever you thought your value was, you're going to get a little more than that. Wouldn't you want to overpay for this, knowing all of these facts?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I didn't realize you went on a 10-minute tirade without allowing me to speak, but you're going to interject on each of them.
Well, you're giving a multi-point presentation, then it's going to be over, and then you're like, "Hey, do you have anything to say?" Well, I had things to say during the points. I don't know. It's gonna help me vet this out. So, anywho,
Number 3.
This is nowhere near, not even close. It's not even the top 6, 7, or 8 positions of need for the New York Jets. And so I would not take our current roster's 8th position of need and make it the highest paid player at their position, which is what it's going to cost for this guy. Do you know what PFF said about our starting center? Do you know what his ranking was in 2025? Do you know?
Mm-mm.
Number 11 in the PFF
what overall?
Overall PFF ranking for Mr. Tippmann. Number 11.
Josh Myers.
Yeah, it is not a position of need. It is not a position of immediate need. Is it a position of need? Okay. You could probably say that almost every position. There's a few positions you couldn't say that on. You can't say that about wide receiver 1. That's not a position of need. But the other 20 21 positions are debatable. 21. Now that you can take a few off it, but you know what I'm saying. But
Yes.
this is nowhere near. You got to go after your Muji and Aaron Glenn, and you got to kill the alligators closest to the boat. What alligator is going to come and eat me? That's the one I want to kill. I don't want to kill that one over there. Yeah, that is there one over there a half a mile away? I'm going to kill that one. No. Kill the alligators closest to the boat. Center is nowhere near the position of need, and you don't want to make that your highest paid player in the NFL at that position.
That was one of the most colorful. I pride myself on some very unique analogies. That was quite something. My only comment for this one is a follow up to you. I agree that center. If we're ranking positionally, it's oh my goodness, we need to solve this. Center would not be one of the first things I said. But you mentioned that there are 6 to 8 or something. You don't have to mention them all, but off the top of your head, what would you say are a couple of larger needs than center for the Jets? If you were.
Woo. It's hard to find. This is in no particular order, right?
Okay.
All right. Quarterback, wide receiver 2.
Yep.
Right. Defensive lineman,
Yep.
edge rusher,
Yep.
safety. The
Yep.
list goes on and on.
Okay. All right. Point stance. Okay, fair enough. I just
Right.
curious.
So we have a lot of money to spend and a lot of draft picks to do it. And we got to figure it out. We got to do a pie chart. Boop, 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 boop. We got to look, where do we want to spend the money? Where can we do this, that, or the other? Here's our top of these 10, let's just say it's 10 positions that we need to fill. How big a need is it? How much of our money we're willing to spend on it via draft pick or free agency? Like, this is a thing. If Aaron Glenn's leaving that facility, if him and Muji leave that facility except to go to the bathroom and high five their wife for a conjugal visit every once in a while, they need to be locked the fuck down and locking this in.
All right, let's get to your
Number 2.
next point.
There are many, and I will name the number 2 is going to be other players available. If you felt you needed to do something here, if you felt you did,
yeah,
right, there are significantly cheaper options, and for the duration of the show, I'm just going to name one that I believe we could get on a reasonable deal for half of the money or less than Tyler, and that is Cade Mays from the Carolina Panthers. Cade Mays from the Carolina Panthers. He came in halfway through this season, right, as their starter. He's ranked in the top 6 in PFF rankings for the second half of the year. Cade Mays, his first time full-time starter, played very well. That's who I would go after. You get him for a reason, and I don't have the number of the breakdown, but I'm thinking you could get him for the, $8 to $9, $10 million a year at the most, right? And then you offer him some deal for keeping this rebuilding, bolstering this line in perpetuity. Although I said it wasn't the most important thing, it is. You have to always get better. If you're not getting better in the NFL, you're getting worse. You can't stay the same. You've got to do something to get better, or you're going to get worse. Now, obviously, the Jets have nowhere to go but up, but this is a move I would make for number 2. One of the 2 choices I will offer you is Cade Mays from Carolina. I think you come in early with a deal, and you could get him signed for a reasonable. You wouldn't have to pay the iron price. You wouldn't have to pay the Jets price. This is a guy you offer him an opportunity, and I think it would help the Jets significantly.
Yes, I just tried to see if there was some projected number out there for Cade Mays, and there is not. So because of his limited sample size, they don't have a projection for what they believe he would command on the open market. You do get what you pay for sometimes, but every once in a while you could get somebody that obviously plays above their weight, and that's sometimes really good when you could get a free agent that does that. DJ Reed would be a good example from a couple of years ago. All right, so that's number 2. So all right, let's get to the top billing.
Number
here.
1.
Yeah, I was just trying to see what the average salary for a center is, and it looks like right about the neighborhood I thought before I looked. I thought it was like the 8 million, 6 to 9 million kind of average ballpark. So number 1 is we use what we have. And what I mean by that is we have an inordinate amount of draft picks.
Inordinate, I
Yes,
believe.
inordinate.
But,
And I would tell you that there's a bunch to choose from. Again, for the spirit of focus and brevity, I have one in particular that I believe the Jets could get. And you got to do your analysis. And I'm not a draft expert, but I believe if you thought it was important enough, you could get this gentleman potentially at 44. He would be a steal at 44.
draft. Okay.
Recognizes the top center in the draft. He was hurt this year. I'm going to go with Connor Lew from Auburn.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
And so because of an injury, he's one of these ones that, free falls a little bit. He probably would, centers aren't a hot commodity in the draft anyways, but with the injury, I think he dropped a little bit. I think if you thought it was worth in your head, the 44th pick for the Jets this year means this, right? And when we get to the draft show, I think we may not have to use the 44th. I won't give too much away because we're talking about the draft thing, but Connor Lew is a viable option. I think he's going to fall into the second round, and I would not overpay based on the other Jets needs, but 44 might be the right spot to get the best center in the draft.
I'm not opposed to. I think Alon's about to yell about a different name that he would prefer at center that he believes is the best center in the draft, but I'll save that debate for the phone lines potentially coming up. But I would just say that I am on board with one of these paths. Of course, I'm obviously strongly advocating for Linderbaum, and more on that, I'm sure, throughout the show. But getting competition for Myers. So he's either competing with a highly thought of rookie, or there's a veteran you like, or it's Linderbaum or whoever. Now, obviously, if Linderbaum gets the kind of money that we all assume he's going to get, it's going to be a very short-lived competition with Josh Myers, but that you have some sort of some competition to make sure that you get the best five out there again. That's my two wrap-up points besides anything else you may have is, while sure, there are other needs that are more important than center that the Jets could improve on. I think sometimes, and someone said it earlier, I don't know who had the comment, but I was thinking this about BPA, that, sometimes you're just at the mercy. Sure, do the Jets have a cajillion needs? Yes. But who is the best player available for the best potential money and your bang for your buck of what you're investing in? And maybe that is one of their many needs, wide receiver, pass rusher, all these other things. Or maybe it is Linderbaum. And while, you could force a square peg into a round hole and overpay a pass rusher because that's what you need and you're going after to go get that guy, you could just improve the football team. And Tyler Linderbaum's a really good football player who's a Pro Bowler and healthy and all these other things. And again, it just that's one of the things that revs the engine here. I see there's other comments here. We got a super chat coming in from Foxy in this free agent world he's going to dip his toes into. Wow. Let's go to Fox Sports Talk here. He agrees with you, Pop. Tyler, too much money. Boo! You should agree with me, and that should be the only opinion out there. I'm kidding. His free agent big board here. Let's go through some of these names. Interesting. So Leo Chenal is the Kansas City Chiefs super athletic linebacker. The Jets should absolutely invest there, especially after blowing it with Jamie and Sherwood. So there's no question here. I'm going to jump around here between a lot of your names. Alec Pierce is one of the top receivers expected to be available from the Indianapolis Colts, a speedster. He led the league in average yards per catch this year, so he's terrific. We'll see. Sometimes receivers get paid a lot of crazy buco bucks out there. Isaiah Likely trade, that's possible because the Ravens just paid Mark Andrews a bunch of money, so maybe they won't pay if we're just raiding apparently the Ravens coffers here. I don't know if they pay two tight ends buco bucks. That would be unique to add another pass catcher, especially with the Mason Taylor neck injury. I hope it's not incredibly serious, but that's a little scary with that situation. So yeah, I'd love Likely. That's a very creative play. Spencer Rattler is bridge quarterback. Obviously they have Tyler Shuck and other options. That'd be sort of interesting, probably dirt cheap. Davis Mills, another option there. No to Tanner McKee. There's been a few on the Tanner McKee train from the Eagles. I know, who is that? Mikey yesterday. He was on the Tanner McKee train. Alon's on the Tanner McKee train. There's a few of them out there. I didn't love what I saw in Week 18. That was his sort of audition to the rest of the National Football League. That Commanders game, that did not look great. I know they didn't have a lot of starters out there, but still not great. Davis Mills, a giraffe neck. I'm open to other quarterback options for sure. That'd be interesting. And then I have to see the name is escaping me on the Watson corner. I'll double check that in a second. But Pop, any initial thoughts to this list?
Yeah. I don't, you know, I don't think Pierce is. You got to be careful, right? Where are you at in the status of your rebuild, right? Before you, because I would tell you that if the Jets were in a little further, if they matriculate a little further down the line, I'd be about Pierce or Pickens. But where they're at, kind of a little ambiguity. If they do draft the quarterback of the future, 2026, he's going to sit hopefully 2026, come out in 2027, and really he'd be hitting his stride in 2028. You overpay for Pierce or Pickens, you're just burning money, in my opinion. So I would definitely wide
Mhm.
receiver as a position I would build through the draft. These aren't bad players, right? Of the one not mentioned, I would probably go after Debo Samuel, right? He's like the Swiss Army knife.
Mm.
But where are we at? What do we really expect? We expect we could win 8 games next year, right? But it's going to be a transition year. And then the next year, you're starting that rookie quarterback. And then 2028 is really the year that I expect the Jets to go to the playoffs if this Aaron Glenn model pans out. So now you burned how many years of how much you paid Pierce or Pickens or Samuel or anybody else? You've overpaid for a position that you're not going to reap the benefits of.
And by the way, again, I had a brain lapse. Of course, Jalen Watson, the cornerback from the Kansas City Chiefs. Chanel, also of the Chiefs. So just rating the Chiefs coffers here. He's the eighth ranked player on the Bleacher Report big board of free agents. He's expected to get a deal in the 3 year $49 million range. Again, that's a need we don't talk about enough, but corner is certainly obviously on that table. I think Brandon Stevens showed some chutzpah this year. Jarvis Brownlee Jr., we need to see. There were some penalty red flags at the end of the season, which marred his time during his time with Tennessee. And then Azaria Thomas, again, has he shown enough to be just a unquestioned starter? I think not. So, yeah, corner is an evaluation point. So, for the most part, Fox, I like your list here. Leo Chanel, athletic linebacker, makes a lot of sense. Pierce, again, he leads the league at average yards per catch. But, again, wide receivers get paid a lot of buco bucks here. Hey, what's up, buddy? Oh, you want to come say hi on the show? Yeah. Come on, pal. What's up, Polly? You've been moving around over the last 12 hours. So you want to say hi to the people?
It's
Let me
Pop Pop.
take that Bobo out real quick. Look, it's Pop Pop. Oh, sorry for taking the Bobo, pal. Look, it's Pop Pop right there on camera. There he is, right there. My son, Paul Andrew Esden III, has entered the octagon here.
Hey now, 3 generations. There you go.
There you go. High five. There you go. That's close enough. Oh, yep, there it is. Go. Woohoo! Yeah. All right. Love you, buddy. Mwah. You be good for mom. All right, there he is. Polly gracing us with this presence. I heard little footsteps. I'm like, huh? Who? What the? Is that a little gremlin walk around? What's going on over there? And then booyah. You pop.
And just for the coffee club, they are almost exactly the same height now.
Ah, yes. Yeah, there you go. That's nice. Yeah, let's keep it above board there. Very nice. But yeah, shout out to Polly and my wonderful fiance. Yeah. Aren't you a real treat? But Foxy, I'll put this down for your super chat total, which, by the way, you're up to 3 raffle tickets now for a contest this month. Thank you very much. We'll get more into that in a little bit. But great super chat. If you guys have other free agents you'd prefer or reactions to Linderbaum things, send in those super chats. We'll answer them here on the program. We'll get through some other free agents and other things. Again, we'll be doing this a lot over the next 3 months, either me giving a pitch of a free agent or Pop giving a pitch, or just actual free agent rumors. Wow, the Jets are looking at this guy. Wow, this guy's on their list, or what have you. And we'll sort through that as they come. Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm going to give everyone out there a stone cold lock.
Wow. Okay.
Stone cold lock. All right, here you go. If George Pickens hits the open market, if he hits the open market, I will tell you he will return to his stratosphere, if you will, his orbital of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right.
And what do you mean by that?
I mean, his stats are a little fugazi this year. And here's what I mean. He was on a team with the best quarterback he's ever had.
Yep.
They were on a team with a receiver that's better than he is, right? And shy of getting hurt. And even then you saw when he needed to be the guy, he's like, what? Has anyone seen him? Is Pickens around here somewhere?
Yeah, he had a little alligator arms and a couple of those throws. Yes.
Yeah. So just so you know, someone's going to have buyer's remorse if they sign George Pickens, because he's going to get a lot of money.
Oh
He
my
stays
God,
on the
yes.
he stays on the Cowboys. He's going to continue to excel, 1,000-yard receiving at least for the next couple of years. Hopefully, I'm torn between whether the Cowboys should resign him or not. If he goes somewhere else, he'll struggle to get 1,000 yards, and he will be a problem.
So, do you think they should use a franchise tag on him?
No.
No? Oh my goodness! I can't believe
It's
that.
too much money. I do not prescribe. My subscription list is right here. I got it right here. Hold on. Here's my subscription list of things I subscribe to. My subscription list does not include the Cincinnati Bengals modus of operandi of having the two highest paid wide receivers in the league on the team, because you see how well that works out. Joe Burrow's got what he asked for, and now he's looking to tap out. This offensive line sucks. I don't know what the problem is. Excuse me, I'm on my yacht right now. Yeah, that's because you took all the fucking money. And then you ask for your wide receivers, take the rest. You got Johnny from the Stop and Shop snapping you the ball, and you're wondering why you're getting sacked.
Yeah, the projected franchise tag total for a wide receiver is just over $28 million. Again, it's projected. Nothing's official yet. That won't be official until we have the cap, and the cap will reflect what these franchise tag totals are. But I think Pickens is an absolute basket case, but he's wildly talented. I mean, he has these concentration drops where it's a simple slant, and he just gets in his own head or thinks about all the moves he's going to make, and then he effortlessly just one hands a ball in the end zone. You're like, holy crap. And then you just see he plays with like an emotion. He plays with an attitude, and he's very expressive when he makes big plays, and he's willing to talk trash and all that stuff. For the Jets, I'd be very scared if he came here. It came to a play. Let me rephrase it, but it also includes Jets. I'd be very afraid if he went to a place without consistent quarterback play and the diva, volatile nature of how that locker room could blow up on a team like the Cowboys. And even that wasn't perfect, as you can tell, or you can explain, excuse me. Dak Prescott gave him plenty of opportunities, and he put up video game numbers. But if I was the Cowboys, I'd definitely franchise. Again, it sort of goes back to my Linderbaum point in a different way, that like, is he worth $28 million? I don't know, but like, he is yours. You traded for him, and maybe you're cool. Hey, we traded a 3rd round pick, tip of the cap. Thanks for the sweet ass season. See ya, and hopefully we get a comp pick next year. Maybe that's how the Cowboys feel. But man, he's just so talented. He's your guy, and he's on your team, and you have a chance to pay him, and he's really good. Why wouldn't you keep him?
Yeah, because CeeDee Lamb's not going to get hurt for half a dozen games every year. You're not going to lead the Cowboys in receiving every year. Yeah, you did disappear in those games. Somebody's going to look at that fruit, and those grapes are going to be lower than they were yesterday. And, oh, that's a tasty look at 28 minutes. I'll pay 30. Yeah, it's going to be a mistake. By the way, I think it's gone unrecognized.
Okay.
That the Pittsburgh Steelers have a Mount Rushmore of psychotic wide receivers.
Okay.
Brown.
Antonio Brown, yep.
Martavius Bryant.
Yeah, Martavis Bryant, Clemson, yep.
Pickens.
George Pickens, sure.
I'm going to struggle a little bit to get number 4, but the kid that shot himself, that was a Jet for a while.
Plaxico? Oh, yeah, he did play for the Steelers. I forgot about that. Yeah.
There. Yeah, so there's that can't be a coincidence. That's not. There's your Mount Rushmore of Pittsburgh wide receivers for you.
A couple of those could be in the Hall of Fame one day. Yeah.
The weirdest part of it all was the one that shot himself wasn't the first person we thought about.
Definitely not. No, it's probably how some people think about maybe John Riggins. They're like, wait, he played for the Jets? Yeah, he started here. He's here for 6 years. So Plaxico, because he's known for that Super Bowl catch from Eli Manning in the back left corner of the end zone to take out the undefeated Patriots. So people, for even me, I briefly forgot that he played for Pittsburgh, obviously, and so yes, Plaxico, yeah, he shot himself in the leg at a nightclub. We've all been there. So
Yeah, I would tell you that Martavius Bryant may have served the longest suspension ever in the NFL, other than people that have indefinite. Indefinite means nothing. Ask Greg Williams. But Martavius Bryant actually served 5 years of essentially his entire career down the toilet. 5 years. He bubbled up on the Redskins in 2023, and then just finally flushed down the toilet. So,
an unfortunate result. Hey, we got another super chat coming in here. Keep those flowing, baby, on all your guys' thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, EZ just texted me, and I wanted to let you know.
All right.
He thought the Jets, with the 16th overall pick, should sign Jeremiah Love. He'll really shore up the offensive line. For EZ.
Easy made an honest mistake that was sort of funny in the moment. Come on, let's cut Easy some slack here. I'm sure he will redeem himself on the phone lines in a bit. But yes, Easy did send in a $2 super chat. Finish the O line so our quarterbacks don't get killed. So Easy agreeing with me. That's very nice to see, Easy. Thank you.
Two-way starter, linebacker, and offensive line. Jeremiah Love.
Unbelievable. Easy. I still respect and love you, pal. 100%. And actually, there may be another show this week, by the way, that strongly features you.
I'm going off the rails on a Mozzie train. There you go.
Some news on Mozzie. We'll get to perhaps later this week at some point.
Yeah. Actually, I heard you get hired by UPS.
Yeah. Oh, good for him. I'm glad he got. He can balance a professional NFL career and another job.
One of those may not pan out, but it's weird that you haven't got Mr. Fulton clipped in, but you got Mozzie Train clipped in. That's
Uncle Indy gave an aggressive push for Mozzie Train to make sure that was on the list. But finish the offensive line again. A big free agent decision for the Jets coming up is John Simpson versus ABT. Now, if you were to ask people, I guess it's impossible to say because so much data has changed, but John Simpson after year one looked like a steal of steals in free agency. Wow, what a grab by the Jets. This John Simpson guy, they grabbed off the scrap heap, and he was really solid last year. And then this year, a ton of penalty issues and did not play as well. So I'm curious, where do we go from here? Because his intensity and personality is infectious for the offensive line, and I'm sure the Jets would love it from that perspective. But AVT has a much higher ceiling than John Simpson, but obviously a much lower floor. He's been torn tricep, torn Achilles. Like, it's been brutal. So it's a tough decision for the Jets because I think you have to keep one of them. I don't think you let both of them hit the open market unless you can't control it, like a Linderbaum situation where you're unwilling to pay the tag on either, obviously. And then you can't come to an agreement. So I think they flip a coin and pick one of them. I'm sure they're going to put a lot more thought into it than flipping a coin. But, left guard has to get solved. And then they could have Josh Myers as starting center. But I think they should achieve to try to get better results.
Bless you.
Yeah. Thank you. So thank you, EC, for the super chat. But I agree. They need to finish that offensive line. They need to keep stoking the flames from that perspective.
Yeah, I would tell you that I would sign AVT because you're going to get you may not, if he had not missed the entire season, I don't think the Jets, I would be in a similar situation that I wouldn't write that check. But because of his injury history, I think he's coming on. He's going to be in that clearance rack where you got the donuts that are 2 weeks old and the Big Daddy. The stock market's down. You're smashing cans on the floor. So that's AVT. You're going to go to the clearance rack at the grocery store, buy that dented can. That's AVT at a cheaper price.
Hey, one of my favorite things to do, and I used to do this back in the day when I got a $25 gift card for Christmas to a website, I would immediately go to the clearance section, say, "Ooh, is there something I could get here? Ooh, this is 25 cents. Ooh, this is 50 cents," and really try to maximize the value there. So nothing wrong with that. So it'll be interesting because is another team. So is first off, is ABT just willing to forego free agency and say, "Yeah, I'll just sign a 1-year deal with the Jets right now," and then the Jets, boom, left guard done. Yeah, again, they should add more draft picks and other stuff, but like, wow, okay, we got it done. Is he going to want to test the market and say, you know what? Is everyone in the world willing to give me basically the same deal, a 1-year prove it deal? Okay. Do I want the Jets or any other team in the league? Interesting. I don't know. Is someone willing to go above that? Are they willing to give him a multi-year deal that is like Tyron Smith-ish in terms of incentive laden? Like, hey, man, you can make all the money in your world if you stay healthy and if you bet on yourself. If not, then there's the smaller figures. So that'd be interesting. But yes, I lean towards, especially after the season John Simpson just had, I lean towards ABT of the two. Let's get another super chat in here. This is from our boy Truman Dumel, baby. Let's freaking go. $10 super chat. Wow. We should get the best from free agency. P.S. The Mendoza comp is Cousins. Who is the more NFL comp? Interesting. I think for him, what did I just hear? I'll try to look it up to see because I don't want to misrepresent what someone said on it. But I did hear that Mendoza comp is Cousins. And by the way, Jet fans, we need to recalibrate our brains here. Like, Cousins, terrible. Like Cousins was a very, very good quarterback for a long time. He averaged like 4,000 passing yards and 30 touchdowns for like 8 seasons in a row, which would shatter our record. So like, we throw rocks from a glass house all the time. I don't know how a Mendoza comp to Cousins. And so people hate the Mendoza Cousins comp, like, it's stupid. Cousins sucks. But then they love the Patrick Mahomes comps. They're like, those are ridiculous. The this comp to that comp. I don't know. I just want a little bit more consistency here from that first perspective. And I'll pull up this Dante Moore one. Pop, what do you make of this?
Yeah, let me answer the Dante Moore. I think CJ Stroud is who he's compared to.
CJ. Oh, Stroud. Yes, that's the one I heard. Yes.
But anyways, I would say thank you for finally coming to your senses and listening to me, because I was the one that's saying Kirk Cousins we should go after, and you were on the Mozzie train, and we all know how that goes. That you did not want him. He was not high enough quality to be a New York Jet, along with Daniel Jones. But we don't have to. But anyways, yeah, CJ Stroud is the comp that they're talking about for Dante Moore.
Yeah, so here is this was just from a draft profile online. So the CJ Stroud is most frequently compared because of the pure passing ability, but others have seen shades of Jordan Love or Patrick Mahomes with the big play potential and his ability out of structure. So I just made that Mahomes reference, and go figure. That's what they splash in here for Dante. We did a show. What was that? Friday, Saturday, yesterday, I suppose, was the Mendoza show. That's the one we all reacted to all the stuff. That was yesterday, right, Pop?
The crying.
Yeah, right. So, to me, again, on the Dante Moore part of the conversation, I don't think it's a lock now based on that result that Dante Moore is totally going back to school or totally going in. I still think that's up in the air. And to be honest, I'm still leaning towards he's going into the draft. That's what I believe. But we'll see what happens from that perspective. If that happens, the Jets should totally still be interested in taking second overall. Again, we'll have more draft experts to give us even more information. I've seen many more games than I have of Dante Moore. I've seen 3 this season, 4 maybe, and we'll see. But I think what it shows you in that college football playoff game is, boy, you got to make sure you have a plan to make sure he does not touch the field because he needs time to marinate. And I want a franchise quarterback. And if I have to wait a year to open up the present, and the present I know is a franchise quarterback, well, that's just something we're going to have to wait on. But Truman Dumel, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That is 3 raffle tickets to our contest. I believe these are your first contributions of the month. As I double check the big board here. No, I'm a stone cold liar, of course. You, of course, have contributed for. You have 5 raffle tickets for this contest. So thank you so much, Truman Dumel, for the $10 super chat here. Let's freaking go. Let's get a few more of these super chats in, Pop, and then we can, there's one random thing I want to bring up in Jets world that I'll throw up here. Hey, look, it's our boy Truman Dumel back again, baby. Double dip.
Wow.
All right, nice. Let's add that to your total again, Truman Dumel, and now you're up to 6 raffle tickets with $1 away from another one. So thank you so much, Truman. What is Plan B if Dante Moore stays in college? Again, we totally have to. I would assume this is a 2-part question: Plan B at quarterback and Plan B for the pick, which are 2 different conversations. It seems at this point, based on the draft experts I've spoken with, if Dante Moore returns to school, there is not a quarterback worthy of taking number 2 overall, unless Fernando obviously was on the board, which seems very unlikely that Fernando would go number 1, and no other quarterback would be worthy of 2. Now, can that change? Of course. The combine is next month. The pro days, maybe like Ty Simpson or one of these guys just is on rocket ship fuel and they blast off to the top, maybe because of quarterback demand. So that is possible, but at this point, I will say not. So number 2 overall, we'll say what we talked about at the beginning of this in terms of free agency, but shifted to draft. BPA. Grab a dart, blindfold yourself, and throw it at the board. You likely hit a Jets draft need based on that dart throw. Arvell Reese, according to Mel Kiper Jr.'s big board, is the best defensive player in this class. He's 4th ranked overall on the board. He's supremely talented. He would make a lot of sense. This Jets defense absolutely needs help. It doesn't seem like one of the wide receivers is considered in this range. That would be too rich based on the draft boards I've looked at. Jeremiah Love, as much as I love, 2nd overall, unless they're pulling a Saquon Barkley and they just fall in love with the character and the player, which I guess is possible. That would be an option from that perspective. But yeah, my gut right now will tell me it would be Arvell Reese or perhaps Ruben Bain, another defender. He's of Miami. I think it's one of those 2 if Dante Moore was to go back to college. Of course, the Jets could trade the pick if someone was interested in having the number 1 overall pick of all the 9 quarterbacks. But for me, you're the Jets. You need plenty of help. Grab blue chip players, plug and play them, and develop them. So that would be the Plan B for the pick itself. Plan B at quarterback is still, I would draft another quarterback later. Could it be 16? Possibly. 33? Possibly. 44? Possibly. It could be at any point in the draft, but I would definitely take a rookie quarterback in this class. If Dante Moore doesn't enter, why wouldn't you just take more swings at the position? Pop?
Yeah, and I would tell you that Plan B may be Plan A. I'm really cranking up the analytics. I don't see a lot of whites, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of feedback. That's quite all right. I don't see a lot of white space between Dante Moore, the guy from Alabama,
Ty Simpson,
and Trinidad Chambliss. I will tell you that those 3, I don't see a lot of white space there. And so I would tell you, unless put a gun to my head, it was so clear in our analytics, and we hired all these analysts. We need to hire somebody to get the next quarterback. I would let the Arizona Cardinals jump up to number 2 so they can get Dante Moore, and then we get more draft capital, right? Then we get their pick and something. You could do your cool calculations, but I bet you there's a 2nd round pick in there. If we gave Arizona Cardinals, we went 2 for 3, get their top next pick, right? I don't think there's a lot of white space. I don't think any one of them is a starter. I don't think drafting any of those 3 locks us in that we can't go back and revisit the quarterback position 27. And I think you get Chambliss at the 44th pick, or at what I don't know what the Cardinals are in the 2nd round. I'm not familiar with where they land in the 2nd round.
It would be in the 30s.
Yeah. And we could probably get Trinidad as a freebie for swapping 2 for 3. And then number 3, go after one of our huge positions of need. So I really, between those 3, I don't see that much white space. You look at their stats, pretty comparable. All of them have about the same experience. So I kind of like Trinidad. And some of these other people, well, why did they only start so often? Why haven't we seen him before? At least with Trinidad, it's very clear why you didn't see him before 2025, right? There's very clear, like, why didn't I start? Because Jackson Dart was right in front of him.
Hey, that Arizona pick is 34. It's the 2nd pick in the 2nd round, so incredibly valuable. So that would be. Numbers. I would ask even more. Yeah, I'm sure the draft value chart would actually even say potentially that could even be more of a jump, especially when it's quarterback. So I'd ask for more of the Moon and Sun, but that obviously is an incredibly valuable pick for the Jets to have, which would be 5 picks inside the top 50. And then that second pick being back-to-back picks at the beginning of the round where first-round picks slip. That'd be a very intriguing
There's
possibility.
there's an insight into our draft show. That
Oh,
is one
sorry
of
about
the
that.
things
I didn't mean to.
highly
Didn't mean to.
recommend going from 2
Sorry.
to 3 and still getting one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft because none of them shy of your. By the way, I saw a lot of Raiders videos on doing the Mendoza dance and things of that nature. But anyways, after Mendoza, I think it's a scrum to see who's the most important. And if you get more assets, more capital, which is again why you go back to the theme of the show. I do not want to sign overpay for a center. I don't think we need to.
That's very fair. By the way, another name I didn't mention, and thank you, Nanga Iboko and several others. Caleb Downs is a versatile defensive back from Ohio State. But again, defensive back could give people heebie-jeebies from the Jamal Adams selection. But from what draft experts say, we're talking about completely different prospects in terms of the versatility of what he could provide to the table. So I did want to throw that out there in the universe. I see we have another comment I want to throw up here, and we'll get into others and super chats and phone calls here shortly. But Lou B, Super Jets fan, said, I'm so jealous of the Bears locker room speech. Ben is cold as dry ice. It was awesome to see that. And to be honest, the two playoff games yesterday just had me thinking and hoping of the Jets, right? So the Carolina Panthers, that was their first home playoff game in 10 years when they made their crazy Super Bowl run. And the place was electric. The atmosphere was awesome. And for the Jets, it's been far longer, as all of you know in the audience, 24 years since their last home playoff game. So again, I've just visualized it and think it's going to be awesome. And then to the Ben Johnson element, right, where you have this crazy comeback. He's a first-year coach in the locker room. He's going, F the Packers, F those Packers. Ben Johnson, the energy was electric. And did you see the handshake, Dad, after the game between Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur?
Yeah, I didn't realize the Green Bay Packers were going to pull a New England Patriots last night. So I didn't watch the entirety of the game. But
Right.
I did see that hand. I guess it was a handshake.
Yeah. Apparently they hate each other's guts. So I'm all for rivalries. And obviously the F them Packers is going viral on social media right now. So I'm sure they're going to remember that too. So, terrific. So good on the.
You could just walked up and go,
because that's basically what he did. And then it looked like LaFleur wanted to say something because he started going that direction. And then he was like, what am I going to do? Go punch him? Like, what am I going to do? So,
yeah. By the way, if you're going to punch him, keep the hold of the hand.
Right.
Give him John Jones elbow.
He probably didn't anticipate like a little limp noodle there where Ben Johnson grabbed some finger action, as he would just went, see you, peace, holla. And started piecing out there. So we have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. And if you're just joining us, you're like, oh man, I want to hear about the Tyler Linderbaum stuff. Full article in the YouTube description down below. I made a strong pitch. And of course, you can replay this show. So feel free to do that as well. There's one more off topic thing I wanted to get to. And Pop, let's get to that. That's on your screen right there, huh? The Boy Green merch shop down in the YouTube description down below. Please do tell.
Let's go. You could go to the South Carolina poll. Or you could go on Boy Green's link, get the merch, get the coffee cup, $10. $10. Are you kidding me? Yes, $10. T-shirt, $15. Athletic wiki material. Get yours now. And for the lucky winner of this month's raffle, you will get both of those items as part of the prize package.
Yes. You know what? Let's get into that before I get into my random Jets topic that I wanted to get into here. It is our prize pack. If you guys are new to the channel, again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're between 20 and 15 subscribers away from reaching our next goal of 8,300 subscribers, which is amazing. So, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is a daily Jets video show. We do a bunch of other stuff with guests and things of that nature, but we also do raffles every single month. So, throughout the entire month of January, if you guys spend $3, you have a chance to win all of these wonderful prizes on the screen. That's an official flip coin from the New York Jets season this year. It comes with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League. Jets polo, Jets brand new rivalry hat. That's their rivalry uniforms they wore this year. And then that shirt my dad is actually, championing over there, the Boy Green Woody tailgate package. If you missed the tailgate, we have some extra stuff from the tailgate, which is super cool. And we're giving that away in a couple of these giveaways. We'll have all kinds of new items this year when we do our other tailgate giveaway. And on top of that, as Pop says, the coffee mug that he showed and the shirt that he was wearing yesterday, those are both from the Boyd Green merch shop. We're going to throw that in on top of all these prizes. So it's absolutely insane. You're getting the mint coin. It's a piece of jewelry. It comes in a fancy jewelry case. You get a polo, a hat, another shirt. You get another shirt and a coffee mug for $3. That's all you have to spend to have a chance. So, like, people, to be honest, I'm probably losing money on this, but for God's sakes, jump in and take full advantage of all the wonderful prizes. And I see our number one Austrian Jet fans taking full advantage with a 5-pack of Boyd Green Coffee Club memberships being gifted. Reference, 5 memberships or more gifted. He loves hearing from Kevin James.
Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Our number one Austrian Jet fan has reclaimed the lead over Armani. Now 17 raffle tickets for a number one Austrian Jet fan, which is top billing in our raffle contest so far this month, which is brilliant. Pop, can you read us the 5 new members to the Boyd Green Coffee Club?
Absolutely. And these memberships were brought to you by a member of the Mount Rushmore, the Boyd Green Coffee Club, the number one Austrian Jets fan. All right. Jack, 33. W. Grimotes. Good Guy, Greg, 55. McCarty, Ryan, 14. And Catskill Gang Green.
There you go, baby. Absolutely terrific. So thank you, everyone, for all your contributions so far. Again, all those raffle tickets and you're gifting your neighbor is absolutely random. Outside of the most active people, it is random, but the most active people have the opportunity to get gifted memberships. I see more memberships are flying through. Good Lord have mercy. Let's go to Mad Merch, baby. Let me also hit this one. Your boy Mother Effing Chew also gifting another membership. So let's add these all up. MFC, you're up to 4 raffle tickets so far this month. Mad Merch, you're up to 7 raffle tickets so far this month. Pop, can you read a couple new members to the Boyd Green Coffee Club?
Brian J. Glick was brought
Coach.
by Mad Merch.
Yeah, he was on Jets Worldwide the other day, so shout out to Coach Blake.
Wide. Who's in the I don't know, is that Snowball in the comment? All right, and motherfucking Chew give a membership to Ricardo Grosvenor.
Okay.
5148.
I will take your word on it, on that pronunciation. Terrific. So thank you, everybody, for all the memberships. Keep those raining from the high heavens. That means the world. So Mad Mertz, MFC, Austrian, you guys are freaking killing it. And shout out to all our super chats earlier on the show. Truman Dumel, Foxy, Easy. Again, you guys help keep the lights on. That means the world. Pop, here's a random just topic I just wanted to get to. It just hit me, and I just had to, actually, before I get to that, another membership coming in. Hey, now. I had to check the weather report today. I didn't realize it was raining all these memberships. Whoa. All right, let's have that. NC Green, now 9 raffle tickets so far this month. Bob, who the hell did this go to?
Yeah, in the world of Mount Rushmore having more than 4 heads, NC Green is in a prime slot for number 5 as one of our top 3 givers to the Wounded Warrior last year. Salute, and hopefully you got your recognition card there. So that went to Ty Tries TV 293.
Okay, very nice. I love the specific nature of that name. Beautiful. Keep those coming in, baby. We'll get your raffle tickets loaded and supports the program. Thank you. Yeah, here is the random Jets topic, Pop, that just sort of hit me. We'll see if I can screenshot this and if it looks good on the screen. But, you know, Pop, this is breaking news, but the Jets have not been good. They've been terrible. As it were. I know.
But you predicted 12 wins.
I might have done that. That's very possible. I actually might have said that. But the fact of the matter is, I know that the Jets are terrible. They're not the only terrible team, but they are terrible. I completely understand that right now, and they got to fight their way out. But seemingly every show that I watch has randomly been taking shots at the Jets when they seemingly had nothing to do with what was going on. And that once again happened yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this on the Fox pregame show for the Panthers-Rams game. No Jets, Panthers-Rams. Devontae Adams is on the pregame interview, and he's just having a good old jolly time. And they're asking him again about the Rams-Panthers matchup. Devontae Adams randomly says, if you don't bring your best stuff, you're going to be at home with the Jets. And then Puka Nacua sitting next to him goes, the Jets, or whatever he says. And I'm like, and I'm watching like, what the hell? What is going on here? And here's just a few examples of the last like week and a half. Okay. And I tweeted about it, and now it's going viral apparently, of the things I yelled. So here is all of these things that I'm about to tell you have actually happened over like the last 2 weeks. I tuned into Sunday Night Football after the Jets season is over. I'm like, God, I did all my work. I tuned into Sunday Night Football. And on Sunday Night Football, they do, those blind resume tests pop where they're like, hey, we'll give you these stats and you tell me who you think the quarterback is. They gave all these stats and said that this quarterback went 14-3 this season. They had 39 touchdowns to no picks. They had all this, and everyone's like, what the hell? Who did this? And they said, those were all of the quarterbacks that played against the Jets this season. They're terrible. And I was like, what the fuck? That felt unnecessary, but okay. And then an Aaron Rodgers press conference. I just randomly see this clip on Twitter. I'm like, oh, what is this? Aaron Rodgers is like, the great thing about the Steelers is there's no leaks like there was with the Jets. And I'm like, what? All right. That seemed random. Why? Okay, let's go to another one here. The Indiana-Oregon game, right? We're all watching this Jet fan. It's like, oh, man, this is going to be great. One of these guys could be our quarterback. And they're talking about, like, Dante Moore's so terrible, would be a perfect fit for the Jets because they suck. And I'm like, what? And then to add it all in, it's Devontae Adams. So my whole point was, why in the world are the Jets catching all these strays? Are they terrible? Yes, but is this happening to the Cardinals, the Browns, the Titans? Why us? Why are we catching these random strays? What the hell did we do? I can't just enjoy watching football. Like, my season is over. We're the most talked about 3-14 team of all time. I'm just watching random shows. Oh, Sunday Night Football. Let me unplug from the Jets for a second. Oh, kicking the nads. Like, Devontae, Aaron, why are we taking up Devontae? Let's go Devontae for a second. Why the hell do the Jets have any space in that brain of yours, Devontae? We saved you from the Raiders situation that apparently you hated. We reunited you with your best friend quarterback. You put up monster numbers that only chided our wide receiver, Garrett Wilson. So you put up video game numbers. You got everything you wanted. You were here for like 7 games, and it was so terrible that you have like some battle scar that you want to take jokes at with the Jets every 5 seconds. Like, what is going on here? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So let me just say this.
Okay.
There's a third of the teams in the NFL that have never won a Super Bowl. Right. So all of you can just start off with, I don't know, in the words of David Chappelle, how about you shut the fuck up? So a third of the NFL has never won a Super Bowl. So you can all shut the fuck up. And some of them may sound familiar for those teams in the playoffs. The Bills, the Chargers, the Jaguars, the Panthers. Oh, I'm sorry, Panthers. I can't talk about you in the playoffs anymore. But those teams have never won a Super Bowl, with many of them having never even gone. But anyways, the leaks, Aaron Rodgers, the leaks came from you and your depends, right? You were the running off at your mouth. And Devontae, if you're more interested in catching the pass that were thrown to you, you'd have something to talk about. So shut the fuck up. And by the way, move out of Aaron Rodgers' house. All right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Because I see this comment here, W. Grimotes, who got a membership. I believe that was one of the names Pop read earlier. Devontae is just sticking up for his girlfriend, Aaron Rodgers. Again, this is the point that I want to make very clear for all of these random shots that the Jets took. No one brought up the Jets. They brought up the Jets. Devontae Adams is being interviewed with Puka Nacua for a Rams-Panthers game. He wasn't asked, hey, did you hear what Aaron Rodgers said about the Jets last week? And he said it. If he did, then all's fair game. Obviously, the Jets were brought up. He can say whatever he wants. And quite frankly, I just want to make this clear. I'm not whining. Maybe I am whining. I don't even know. I just don't understand. Like, my team stinks. They don't deserve to be mentioned until they turn it around. I totally get that. Every power ranking show before seasons are likely, unless the Jets make a superstar trade for a quarterback where they're talked about again, are not going to be in top fives of power rankings. I understand that. The Jets have to earn their place. I just don't understand the unmeditated shots. Like, there was no Jet question asked. They're just doing this of their own accord. I don't understand.
Yeah, this goes to motherfucking Chu's point, right?
Okay.
Right. There's one stat that Aaron Glenn led the NFL with.
Oh, what's that?
That was shitty barbs and attacks on the media. Right.
But how would this? But I still don't understand the question. Like, why would Devontae Adams matter at all with AG's shittiness in press conference? How would that have inspired him?
But Devontae Adams had zero reason to be angry with the Jets. Right. Zero reason. He got signed. He got traded midseason. He got paid a pile of money. He had decent stats, right? And he was able to move on and leverage that.
Right. And we didn't even mention that one, right? We didn't even mention that one. The Jets did him a solid. At the end of the year, they could have held him hostage. It didn't make a lot of sense contractually to keep him, but they could have. They had $1 billion in free agent money, but they didn't. They cut him, let him go wherever the hell he wanted, which is in the Rams in the playoffs right now.
Aaron Rodgers has reason for whatever he feels, although he was the leaks. He was the problem. And 100% good with him getting his walking papers. But Devontae Adams, other than, sticking up for his girlfriend, right, he benefited from his time with the Jets. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't understand at all. By the way, NC Green says he did receive that thank you note very much. So did Mahara, Cleo, and Austrian, for that matter, our 3 top donators. They all sent in very nice messages and said thank you for that. So
no thank you to me or Boy Green as SRA. We just want to make sure that you are fully recognized for your contributions to the Wounded Warriors. So thank you very much.
Yeah. So anywho, I just was like, when that one hit, I'm like, are we fucking kidding me here? So apparently people are vibing with it because a lot of people are interacting with that tweet. So blessed be he. All right. We'll do this a very short version of phone calls, folks. We will play a hep timeout. We'll try to take phone calls before my dad has church functions today. So we'll take calls for like 15-ish minutes and we'll try to get as many of your calls in as possible. So we'll play a quick hep timeout. We'll take your phone calls here on a Sunday edition of Boy Green Daily. We'll be back after this.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets. Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
Welcome back to Boy Green Daily. I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Again, if you're looking for the Tyler Linderbaum conversation, we had it earlier. You can always replay the show or go into the article in the YouTube description down below. Speaking of YouTube, 66 likes, 150 people watching on YouTube. Come on, man. What are you holding that out for Pete's sake? Hit that like button. That's a free way to contribute to the program, and make sure you guys get that rolling. By the way, just an update on the poll. We asked earlier, should the Jets go all in to sign Raven center Tyler Linderbaum free agency? Yes, pay whatever it takes, or no, more important positions exist. 59% of the fans are leaning towards pay whatever it takes. So a quick 1 for Paul Jr., 0 for Paul Sr. Ba-boom! Anywho, that should be a familiar feeling for you, Pop. A familiar feeling. What was that?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Rome wasn't built in a day. We can all make up silly phrases to say, I suppose. But anywho, let's get to the phone lines. Hepster here's on the show. Hep.
Hey,
Hey,
Bob.
man.
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas.
Yep. What's up, man?
My quick takes. As much as I love Linderbaum and I wanted him in the draft, I don't think the Jets can afford him right now in this
No.
situation. I like Pop's plan as far as picking, with 44, picking the best center available. Also picking up our quarterback, the spot before that. Also, I agree with trading back one, maybe two tops. I think we have to look at it as a 2-year plan now, not 1 year. So I would take Love. I would take Love, even in the top 5, even if I move back, because I'm thinking 2 years now. I'm not thinking just 1 year, get better next year, and hopefully we get in the playoffs. I'm not next year. I'm even kind of just. We're playing the North, and we're playing some really tough teams, so I don't think we're going to do much next year. But we're going to set things. We're going to get things ready for the following year. And
I
that's
will
where I'm
say
pretty
real
much-
quick that there's
Yeah.
a lot to be said. If my dad's plan, right? Hey, Cardinals want to move up? We'll take pick 34. All right. Whoop, whoop. Jets get Love because Cardinals aren't moving up for Love. You get Love, and then you still have the 34th overall pick to potentially use another player. While it sounds crazy on the surface for people that hate running backs and their families, that's intriguing. As a former running back, me and you, Hep.
Yeah. So I'm going to be a quick today because I want you to get the other people
course.
on. But so peace out, guys.
Thank you, Hep. Appreciate that. Thank you kindly.
2026 Offensive Player of the Year, Jeremiah Love.
Oh, that would be terrific. Okay, let's go. Keep going down the train here. Up next is Alon, a.k.a. F the Knicks, which is always something I'm for. Alon?
Yeah, I support that.
I appreciate it. 2 comments. First of all, on the center, there's no bigger Tyler Linderbaum fan than me, but I'm not paying a center $20 million a year. I'm sorry. I know Pop brought up the name Connor Lew. Connor Lew is, first of all, 20 years old, and he's also coming off an ACL injury. So please.
When did he blow out the ACL? Any
He
idea?
blew it out in October.
Oof.
Yeah. So I bring up Logan Jones for the only reason is Logan's going to be 25 in October.
Oh, Jesus.
He learned under Linderbaum for a few years. He was a 6-year player at Iowa, and he's a guy you can get in round 4 or 5, and he's a plug and
Oh,
play.
wow. Okay, I didn't even realize he'd had that late. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
when you're
great.
25 years old, you definitely drop in the standings, so in the ratings. And he won the Remington Award, so he's a guy that you can plug and play right now. Get him in round 4, right, round 5, and just leave him there. Okay.
Well, the good news is, Alon, lots of people go to school for 8 years.
6 years. Thank you very much. Okay.
They're called doctors. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. Alon, it's Connor Lew was an example.
Yeah.
It's really going to analyze the board and getting one of those
centers.
Yeah.
There's 3 centers that are considered top notch. That's Lou Slaughter out of Florida and Logan Jones. And Logan Jones is a guy you can get late and a guy you can start right away.
Oh, I love that.
One final comment on Dante Moore, and this is what worries me the most.
Okay.
Let's say he declares, okay, and the Jets pick him at 2.
Sure.
And let's say the Jets bring in, let's say, Mariota as the bridge. Mariota stinks up the joint. The Jets start out 1-7, and all the chatter is Aaron's going to lose his job. What worries me the most is that Aaron's going to look on his bench and see a raw 20-year-old guy who shouldn't be playing football at all this year. And he's going to say, kid, you're going to get in. And that's what's going to be the big worry sign for me, because they're going to throw him into the Wolves too early. And that's why I don't want to pick Dante Moore, honestly.
Are you an advocate? Quick follow, because I agree. If that was the situation, it was Mariota and we're sucking, and he's like, well, what the fuck do I have to lose? I'm getting fired. All right.
That's correct.
Get the fuck in there. Are you of the plan to bring in multiple quarterbacks? So again, we can all debate to the cows come home who it is, right? Mariota and Jacoby Brissett if they traded for him, or Mariota and Kirk Cousins if he gets cut. His contract seems like it's going to set up for him to get cut. Are you an advocate of having 2 guys? So Dante Moore is not the QB2.
It depends who the 2 guys are. Again, I've brought up the name Tanner McKee because he's making $1.2 million next year, and he's a guy you could trade for, and you could just see if he fits, and he's only making $1.2 million.
Sure.
Mariota is a guy that I mentioned because him and Moore both played at Oregon. Again, people bring up Malik Willis. I don't think he's coming here. I have no interest in Kyler Murray. there's really not many options at the bridge position. But again, what worries me the most is that Dante Moore would get drafted by the Jets and they'd throw him in too early. My hope is if he actually declares, I would trade the pick. I would see if
what kind of a haul could we get for the 2 pick if we traded it.
This is what I was thinking. Okay, Arizona already has their bridge in Brissett. Okay,
correct.
He's there
right.
for one more year, so they already have a ready-made bridge. Most likely, they're going to cut Kyler Murray, and I could see them being enamored with Dante Moore, knowing that he could sit the year. So I would not be surprised if you flip the 2 and the 3. And usually, if you're going to go after a quarterback, you're going to have to pay a premium. So what I would do is the 2 and the 3, and then we'll take your first in 27.
Oh, that would be. Could we get 34 too, or is that too rich?
No, I would just take I'd be fine with the flip.
Okay.
I would take the first in 27. You get 4 ones in 27. Again, I'm of the belief that 26, unfortunately, is going to be one of those seasons that they're going to win 3 to 6 games again. They're not going to win many games next year. They're not going to. Unfortunately, year 0 should have been in 25. It is actually going to be in 26. And unfortunately, that's what's going to be the case.
Fair
but
enough.
Again, Dante Moore on the Jets worries me with this regime because they will be forced to play him if they play like shit in the early part of the year. But again, I think Dante Moore should go back to school. I know there was chatter yesterday that Dylan Raiola might go to Oregon. And there was actually chatter last night that if he goes to Oregon, he is not opposed to sitting the year.
Interesting. So that isn't necessarily the Dante Moore sign people think it is.
Yeah. So if Raiola goes there, he might just sit behind Moore for the year. And I think it would be beneficial for him to actually watch the game than being thrown out there to the Wolves right away.
And didn't he get like a serious injury? What did he do? Break something? Right?
Yeah, I thought it was the clavicle. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what the recovery timeline is on that, but still,
but again,
nonetheless, yeah,
Moore should go back to school, and if he comes out, I hope the Jets think long and hard about trading the pick because I don't want Dante Moore here because I worry about this coaching staff worrying him.
Fair enough.
Have a good one, guys.
There he is, Alon again. F the Knicks. I'm normally for that. Although if we run into a Johnny Boy call, he may have some very loud things to yell about that. We'll get to that later. All right, let's. Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
It is important for the Jets, and I would say take a page from the Minnesota Vikings, take a page from the New York Giants, which you don't hear very often.
Definitely.
Is you stack and rack, right? You get this, you get the Chambliss, you get the Ty, you get the hopefully not. I'm kind of off Dante Moore, but if you get one of them, you stack and rack. You get the Marcus Mariota, you get the Kyler Murray, and then you get the next level down. You get the Jameis Winston, right? And so you have a buffer there, right? So you don't that rookie doesn't see the field. And it was Minnesota did it, the Giants have done it, and really build that buffer in. So there's no chance that you're going to risk your future by burning him.
Speaking of, I was on Jets Worldwide on Friday night. So, boys, thank you for having me for the Mendoza-Moore battle, or what I thought was supposed to be a battle. So thank you, boys, for having me on the channel. You guys can go check out that full interview either on my channel or their channel. Please go support their channel, so I'd appreciate it. I've seen this several times from Snowball, so I wanted to bring it up. Tried to trade for Will Howard from Pittsburgh. If I'm Pittsburgh, I wouldn't want to trade him. I would assume I just saw a report they want Aaron Rodgers back if he will want to be back next year, and then Will Howard's been marinating, so I'm sure they would love to keep him. If they're willing to trade him, fine, but I view Will Howard and like our boy Kyle McCord, who's on a practice squad. You have to give up nothing. You just sign him outright to your team. So I'd be more intrigued to give up nothing to get him, but if Will Howard's value was essentially what he was acquired at, which is like a 6 or 7 round pick, maybe, but that's just kind of a wild card. But interesting thought there, Snowball. Very interesting thought from that perspective. All right, let's keep this phone line train rolling here. Up next is Mr. Famous Fulton.
Hi, good morning, Paul. Good morning, Paul.
Top of the morning to you.
How are you guys?
Oh, well, we woke up this morning.
Yeah. Went to my first IU basketball game yesterday.
And they won. Congratulations!
Wow!
I don't know if you see the picture right here or anything like that.
Oh, I see it. Oh, yes, your little avatar there, very nice. And as Pop just highlighted, what was the score of that one, Pop?
Oh, they lost. I'm sorry, 83-77. Whoops.
Yeah.
They got
Oh.
hustled by the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Oh, well, thank God I didn't play those applause like I was about to. That would have been awkward. I
Yeah,
was
this
getting
is
ready to. I trusted you. I believed in you. And
Yes,
that's
my graphic person blew that up. So yes, they lost.
This is the other pic. That's okay. This is the other one we have too.
All right.
We have this one right here.
Okay. Oh, cool. I didn't even know you got. Oh, let me go full screen. I didn't even know you guys could do that so quick. You're so technologically advanced. Look at all that. Wow. Nice. That's cool.
All those trophies from Bob Knight.
Yeah, of course. Right.
Yep, and they won 4 national champions for basketball.
Wow.
Over the years, and now they're gonna try their best to win the next champions for basketball. Hopefully this year, if nothing else happens.
Of course. Wow. Well, it's okay. Get the losses out of the way now, and you can win them when they matter. And the bracket challenge and the tournament coming up. So terrific. So sorry it was a loss, but hopefully you had a great time with you and your grandpa.
Yes, it was a wonderful time. We enjoyed it, and it was like a lot of things to do out there.
Okay.
In Bloomington.
What was your go-to snack when you guys were watching the game? What'd you get? Some nachos, pretzels?
Oh, we got some pizza and some pretzel bites with beer cheese or something.
Oh, beer cheese. Okay. Hoping it an idea out there, Mr. Famous Bowl.
Yeah. Yep. So yep. Well, hopefully the IU football will win this on the 19th.
Yeah, the championship game. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'm all Indiana, baby, and I know my dad is too. So that won't take a lot of arm twisting to be against Miami. So, but hey, Mr. Famous Sultan, I just want you to know this. What happens in Indiana stays in Indiana. We won't tell a soul. Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, but
and I got one thing to say. Go Hoosiers!
Hoosiers. There you go. All right, nice, Mr. Famous Fulton. All right, Pop, let's wrap up with one phone call from, well, it's very fitting, from one university to a professor. Philly Doodles. Professor Doodles is here on the program. Professor.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Professor.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Good morning,
gentlemen. I know we're in the
doing?
Zoom COVID world. You got to learn how to hit the unmute button. That's all right. Okay. It's okay. We all make mistakes. What's up, Professor?
Before you get started, you get some shit on your head. You may want to wipe that off.
I love this shit. This is good shit. This is that good shit right here. You know, I can flip that. You can say shit, but I'm gonna say some good shit. Sometimes shit is good. Maybe that's what Aaron Glenn has been trying to portray.
Oh,
you know, we're built for this shit. It's some good shit eventually.
Yeah.
It's gonna stink up a little bit. You know what I mean? Get all those good smells out.
By the way, wait, lean your hat
Shooter
down
McGavin.
just a little bit. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a chance or something else.
And Allen can go F himself. F the Knicks. Come on, man.
Oof.
Nasty.
Sorry, pal.
I know you're a Boston Celtics fan. Wait, Pops, are you a Celtics fan?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
That's where I got
it. There's only one sport that Boy Green and I diverge from.
Yeah, I know.
We're fully aligned.
Oh, damn. This could have been a whole different type of show. I mean, I wouldn't be calling in. Let's just put it that way. So, blessed be he, the guy who did not go with his father's, request.
There you go.
So I'll be pretty clear. Obviously, Linderbaum at all costs. I'm tired of this. Do we have a center? Do we flip the center out of his position? Is he better in that position? Yeah. Let's just keep swapping in and out, in and out, in and out, this way, that way, swing. No. Go get Linderbaum. He's a Pro Bowler center. Call it a day. It's over. Give him all the money he wants. I don't care. Sign him for 4 years. Mawai, freaking what's his face? It's what he's built to be. It's what he is. It's what he's good at. It's what he's best at. He is one of the best at. Beside what Creed Humphrey and whatever centers are out there. He's top 5. Why would I want a rookie that I have to wait to come into fruition again? Hopefully he's good in the second season. The first season, I don't care if he's 25, 29 coming out of college. I'm tired of that. Why are we doing this with $96 million, bro? You know they're going to be cheap anyway, right? They need to get so many players. If there's going to be a splash, you're not doing it in the free agency wide receiver market. It'd have to be a trade. Who wants Ayuk? Anybody clamoring for Ayuk right now as a Jets fan? No.
Nope.
We're not overpaying him. We're not going to overpay Jawan Jennings. We're not going to overpay nobody who's not available. All right. We don't want A.J. Brown's BS on the side of the field.
Definitely not.
So where are you going to spend the money? You're going to give what, 15, 20 million to Kyle Pitts? Probably not. You're not going to overpay Fant. You're not going to overpay anyone in that position available. Running back, you might have to overpay in a tag on Brees.
Correct.
You're like I'm running down the list of things you won't spend a lot of money on. So you have to spend a lot of money on one of these players. Why not be the center and call it a day? 2, Devontae Adams can eat it. All I know and remember, the reason why he ain't come back and the reason why he was never going to come back, he said that locker room was demoralized and pathetic, if everyone remembers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he was never coming back here, everybody. He realizes there's something wrong with the organization. So we hired a guy who we thought would try to entertain changing that, whether it be with Rodgers or not. He was trying to fix what's spoiled in the locker room with people's moping and blah, 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 and going to Twitter and complaining and shit. That's why they hired him as well. Robert Saleh was all good. He looked like we had to pull him off sidelines when we got him from San Francisco, and he ended up being a big baby oiled back BS. Became a soft dude. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you look like that and become you chiseled jaw to a soft baby. That's what I don't know what happened. We don't know. And then you remember the week he rocked the beard? He should have just let his beard grow out. Maybe he would have been a better coach. I don't even know, bro. I really don't even know anymore. Like, he softened that locker room for what it's worth, and it didn't help the team out. Devontae Adams came in and said, this is terrible. They had another free agent that came in and was like, what the hell's going on in here? So, to me, you have to gut that out. He was never going to come back, whether Rodgers was here or not. He proved that. He could have went to Pittsburgh and took a pay cut. He said, screw that. I'm going back home. I'm going to L.A., and I'm going to go run for a Super Bowl. So, to me, that's neither here or there. But concerns with the draft, it is interesting. Pops, I kind of want to say I like your idea. Love would – I thought they should have did whatever for Gibbs when he was available.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see the Cardinals trading up per se because – no, I mean – if you can get him to even trade up, like he was stating, Alon, you go for a first-round pick, or like you're saying, give us another second.
That 34 is super valuable.
I mean, you could do 2 2s, right? You could be like, give us that 2 and next year's 2.
Oh,
they still
sure.
keep their 1. Why would they? They would definitely go for that.
Oh, so I would push. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and they're probably going to be crap next year again.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a high second-round pick, but. All right, guys, I'll hop off. You guys can analyze
real
that.
Quick. What's up with all these? What's up with all these hats? What's up with all these hats? What the hell is going on here?
This is the real New York.
Oh man!
Oh, I see. Oh, slightly askew. Okay.
Listen, Frankie, I'll
want a winner, Phil.
I'll oblige to your take because I became less of a Yankees hater over the years. I'm not. My dad is a super Yankees hater. I kind of avoided it. I'm like, I can't keep doing that. If they win, they win. What am I going to do? You know what I mean?
I do root for the Mets when they're playing the Dodgers. I will tell you that.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
yes, sir.
You guys have some mutual love there.
And the Red Sox.
So.
Come on, we did you a favor. You know what I mean?
Of course, anything in New England, that's for sure.
Oh, see, you guys are sick. You guys are sick.
It's gonna be a surprise, motherfucker.
Look at all that booyah coming in here with all this Yankees garbage. Blah! Anywho, Pop, fun show. Thank you everyone who called in. Thank you for all the super chats. That was super cool. Over 400 people in the room, including 120 on YouTube. Guys, as you walk out or exit out here, make sure you like the video. And to the 300 on Twitter, feel free to hop on over to the train. Like I said, we were at the start of the show less than 20 away from 8,300 subscribers, which is pretty gosh darn cool. How quickly we seem to be growing here, which is awesome after 5 years here in the YouTube universe. So keep that love going, baby. Any final thoughts, Pop?
Yeah, and just a stretch out there, you know, the Colts are pretty thick on quarterbacks when everyone heals up and heals out. I wouldn't sleep on sliding one of our picks to them for Riley Leonard, who looked pretty good against one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Sure. Yeah. Well, what kind of pick are you talking about?
Well, they got him for
six,
I think. Yeah, so maybe a fifth.
Maybe a Golden Dome. I mean, hey, any solutions to quarterback position is something I'm for. So, all right, there's a more of the pop plan. I don't want to pop the bubble before it releases, but it should be interesting. Pop, and then the final voting on the poll for a Tyler Linderbaum question is in. And our poll is 63% say pay whatever it takes. Hey, it's not our money, baby. That's the spirit. Light the burn money.
Hold the Mayo team. Let's go.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Boy Green Daily. We should have another draft expert on tomorrow. That's going to be a new staple of Boy Green Daily, and it has been in years past. From Mondays throughout the entire offseason, we'll have a draft expert. We're talking mock drafts and different Jets draft scenarios. So, folks, make sure you guys are there for that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to hit the Boy Green merch shop down in the YouTube description down below, baby. Here it is. Pop, throwing it up one more time. Check out that Boy Green merch shop. Support your favorite content creator. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you. Take care.